Well. After how many chapters, episodes, uh, years, this fandom has speculated. We finally have now just got our answer revealed. And let's all be honest. We all knew it was we all knew who Dabi truly was, and it was only just a matter of time before Horikoshi essentially, revealed the truth. Well, definitely for people that have been gun-ho by sticking to the fact that Toya Todoroki is definitely Dabi, well, let's be honest, everybody freaking knew that. If somehow you didn't, have any, I would guess, clue to even have a thought of that, Toya Todoroki is Dabi, or Dabi is Toya Todoroki, or Endeavor's lost son, Holy crap, man. Not much happened in this chapter, not much. It was just really, that's the biggest thing that happened here, is the fact that you get the revelation of Dabi and his true, identity on who he really is. And man, if Endeavor somehow comes out of this arc alive, bro, all I gotta say is this, man. All I gotta say is, man, it ain't gonna look too good on his resume in terms of let's just say the personal or the public opinion of Endeavor. I think there's gonna be a lot of people after this arc, if Endeavor still somehow lives. They actually might freaking hate him. Yeah, let's get into it. So this is My Hero Academia Manga Chapter 290. Only 10 chapters away from Manga Chapter 300. And you know what? I'm just gonna call it now before I start the review. I'm calling now. This arc will end on Manga Chapter 300. I feel like it would be fitting for the manga, this arc, to end on Chapter 300 and start the next story and stuff like that. Anyways, the title of this chapter is called Dabi's Dance. I think how honorific of this chapter to be called something like that. Anyways, we cut over to the hospital, and that's the hospital that Todoroki's mom is at. Rei Todoroki, I believe that's her name. So yeah, it cuts. So obviously, the doctors and stuff are like, cut the TVs. We cannot let Miss Todoroki see this and stuff like that. She's worked so well to almost get out of this place, and then this crap happens and stuff like that. But obviously, you see the TV buzzing. Next thing, you see the TV, cutting in and out. And next thing you know, she sees a man. And the man on this TV is Dabi, Dabi himself on TV. Well, although it's like a pre-recorded type of thing. Anyways, Gigantomachia finally gets to the main battlefield. And that's when All For One inside Shigaraji's body is like, so Machia's finally here. Good. He goes on, All For One goes on to say, after a one-for-all beating from Izuku Midoriya and roasting from Endeavor, Tomura's body would fail at any moment. Having rivet stab activate from his spinal cord with auto-tracking reduces the burden placed on his body and mind and are necessarily given the body's wretched state. And he goes on to say that Machia needs to grab him and retreat, or must be ordered to retreat. So obviously All For One is like, good, he's here, we can finally get out of here and we can save us some time, even though I guarantee you Shigaraki's gonna be like, no, kill them. I think this is the first time we get the revelation or the naming of the little needle quirk, and that is called Rivet Stab. So, okay, that's an interesting, cool name for a quirk like that. Anyways, Todoroki, or Shoto Todoroki, essentially is like, there's no way, we can fight not only Gigantomachia, but Shigarashi at the same time. And, Todoroki's like, I gotta take Shigarashi out right now, because he's the one that's damaged. Now, him and Nejire do a tag team attack. Now, Shigarashi mentions the fact, so you, the girl, has a surge quirk, and you have half hot, half cold quirk. And stuff like that. So, I forgot that he has a quirk that can tell, what quirk it is. So, Nejire fires an output level at 100% power. And Todoroki does a flash fire fist. I think the finishing, a flash fire fist. And then Nejire does like an output level 100 Nejire flood jet kindling, which was a pretty cool tag team little move there, and stuff like that. Now, actually speaking, I did not say much about this. Apparently there was like unnecessary hate for Nejire Hado last week in terms of her, I guess, being right now at the end of this arc semi-important. I don't know why there's fans I don't know why they're like My Hero Academia fans that are like, why is Nejire Hado here? Why is she gonna get the attention and stuff like that? Guys, let it be known this. Mirio had his time to shine. I have a feeling he'll come back somehow. He had his time to shine back in the Overhaul arc. Even Tamaki had a freaking time to shine in that arc. Nejire, for the most important time, never was a focus of the big three members. She was kind of just out there. Like, let's be honest. What was the only other moment Nejire got other than her introduction in the series? Really, her being in the beauty pageant and probably Deku just talking about her tits, essentially being pretty big. That's the only thing she's done, or she's ever mentioned or had a reference to. Here, I personally think it's cool to see Nejire do something good, and you can say this is her moment, and I still do want to see more Nejire going on in the future, because I do feel like she's another one of those heroes that has the potential. But I think the reason why people freaking, do not like Nejire being there is because they're like, oh, she's just a typical, fan servicey object. What is she going to do? I don't know why. Apparently there were a lot of people that did not like last week's manga chapter review out of, insane reasons. I thought last week's manga chapter was really freaking good. So I don't know what these people are talking about, but okay. We agree to disagree. Everybody has their own opinions, but my thoughts is I thought last week's chapter was really good. And I like the fact, like I said, I forgot to mention this last week, but I like the fact that they're focusing, even though it's not much on Nejire, I like the fact that she's actually contributing somewhat to this final battle before the arc closes out, because we never saw her in the past really do much of anything. Like, let's be honest, So it was cool to see her get a move out on Shigarashi and stuff like that. But in the meantime, Gigantomachia kind of does this little mole slash attack and kind of just trashes the entire freaking area. And then he ends up picking up Shigarashi and stuff like that. Now, Todoroki and Nejire kind of get blown back after that attack. But Bakugo actually kind of recuperates, and he tells Ida to put him down. But Ida's like, dude, your vitals are like super freaking low right now, and you've been hit. And, Bakugo's like, listen, I have to achieve absolute victory. So Bakugo is conscious again. I don't know what Bakugo is going to do going forward, but he's definitely down for the count, just like Deku. Anyways, Gigantomachia's like, I'm here, master. What is your command? What is your wish is my command, essentially, and stuff like that. And, you know, you obviously have Spinner mentioning the fact, like, dang, they really messed you up, dude, and stuff like that. Now, Endeavor, he's like, I'm sorry, Hawks, it's my fault that the giant is up and about. I need to take him down. What are his abilities? I gotta figure them out and strike back. But one of my lungs is shot. How hard can I even hit when every breath I take is agony? So when he got stabbed by essentially, well, when All for One took over Shigarachi's body and got stabbed by the rivet stab, essentially I guess it punctured one of freaking Endeavor's lungs. So I don't think for Endeavor, who has a fire quirk right now, I don't think you probably should be making any moves whatsoever, because that definitely would not be good. Hold on a second, guys. I can clearly see my background's getting a little dark. Hold on a quick second. Okay, I'm back. Now I set myself up with some light. I'm sorry, guys. I thought, it'd be brighter looking outside after I opened up my window, but I guess not. It's actually got pretty dark. So anyways, I went to my desk and, hey. Anyways, yeah, so I was done like, okay, Endeavor, I think the best thing for you to do is probably not fight, but then again, it seems like you might get into a fight with Dabi, but it seems like, I feel like Shoto will take his place. And he goes on to mention, he's like, listen, I'm this nation's top hero, so I have to do it regardless. I have to go beyond my limits. And that's when Dabi is like, oh, there you are. Well, we finally are here to this point and stuff like that. And essentially, Endeavor's like, Dabi's like, it looks like, all you ants it looks like you guys are ants from here. Oh, he's like, oh, is that Shoto too? That's even better. Now Endeavor's like, Dabi, it seems like the League of Villains are here too. And then that's when Dabi gets, I guess, this water bottle, or I'm guessing maybe this bleach or something like that. I don't know. Essentially, he's like, damn, man, come on, you know who I am. Is that how you're gonna talk to me? And this is when we finally get the revelation here. And he goes, and Dabi says, I have a great name. Call me Toya. And there it is. You finally get the naming, the revelation at hand. He is now Toya Todoroki. Well, not now, but Toya Todoroki has now shown himself. He goes on to say, you're that dumbstruck, really? I know my face ain't exactly what it was, but I'm sure my own kin would have figured it out. Yeah. Now Deku, he remembers back when he was over at Todoroki's house, like a few, arcs ago before the war arc started, he's like, Toya, that's Todoroki's brother? So in the meantime, there's a TV broadcast going on essentially for all of Japan to see. And essentially, one, you have, which I don't think is definitely going to be good for Rei Todoroki's mindset now, and she might maybe relapse into insanity again after seeing this. Anyways, on the TVs and the broadcast, you see this where it has Dabi announcing to the world who he really is. He says this, I am Toya Todoroki, the eldest son of Endeavor. To date, I've killed over 30 innocent people in cold blood. And today, I like everyone to know exactly what drove me to such despicable acts. Okay, so that going on, and in this meantime, the next panel, as he's talking, you can just see the carnage and the destruction Gigantomachia has left over, man. Like, you have, like, buildings on top of people, or not buildings, rubble on top of building. You have, like, people, little kids who can't find their parents. You actually have a freaking image, which is pretty freaking gory, of a building on top of a person in a puddle of blood. Like, God! We ain't seen this. Well, we've seen some pretty intense stuff in My Hero Academia, but God, you know, for some people actually thinking like, you know, there ain't no death in My Hero Academia. Really now, because yeah, that last thing I just said, yeah. And I think that's another reason why people were upset from last week, because somebody between Ochako and Toga didn't die. When we've had in the past, there were past heroes, even a villain in twice, and multiple casualties in terms of these civilians who got ran over by Gigantomachia that are probably injured, or if not worse, dead. So I don't know what people were talking about. Anyways, Toya's statement goes on by saying this. Once upon a time, Endeavor yearned for nothing but power, but when he found himself unable to surpass All Might, he despaired. That's when my father created me in pursuit of his selfish, egotistical dreams. But I never forgot a thing, and I had plenty of reason to keep watching you. To concoct even stronger quirks, my father forced the woman who would become my mother to marry him. We know he's explaining essentially to the world the backstory of what Endeavor truly was doing, how he was doing, how, you know, he essentially forced his mom, or essentially, I think I remember he bought his mom, Todoroki's mom, and essentially forced her to marry him. And then, you know, he kind of forcibly kind of did things to her to essentially, I'm just say the more PG way, he forcibly abused Rei Todoroki to essentially try to conceive a child with essentially the most potential to be All Might, essentially, which is the half hot, half cold thing which Shoto eventually got, and that's after 3 freaking kids she had. So yeah. And stuff like that. He goes on to mention that he was a failed creation, and it didn't take long for Endeavor to reject him, and I was tossed aside and forgotten, and stuff like that. And to be honest, you can feel for Dabi, and it's the same thing like, you know, really, you know, the other sister, Natsu, and I forgot Shoto's sister's name, but they were kind of ostracized, and they were kind of like, you guys can do your own thing, just leave me alone to Shoto, and stuff like that. He goes on to say, I'm not saying that everyone has to be pure and selfless, just you. These murderous flames of mine are Endeavor's flames, which is very freaking not interesting, but it's true. It's specifically true. My only question is, I wonder why his flames are blue instead of the typical orange. Who knows? That might be some sort of metaphor that I'm not getting. But that's another thing I kind of want to know, is if you do know, I guess, or if there is some metaphor to why his flames are blue, and, you know, our regular people are just, you know, regular flame colors. No, that is what it is, but we all know that blue flames are hotter than regular flames. Anyways, he goes on to tell Endeavor and Todoroki, like, yeah, so my pre-recorded broadcast of my life story is actually being broadcasted to the world. So in other words, you're screwed, and people are gonna hate you, and stuff like that. He goes on to mention, like, man, I'm just having so much fun, and stuff like that. He goes on to tell Endeavor, how could I make you hurt? How to best stomp all over your life? I've been pondering that all ever since that day. Essentially, he goes back and remembers into, you know, a quick little flashback scene where he tells Endeavor, I couldn't figure out why I even existed, and every day I'd crawl to Natsu crying my eyes out. Not that you ever knew, right? Which is a shot at Endeavor saying, you never knew that I was freaking this emotional and this freaking crying, because you never freaking cared. He goes on to say, when you finally achieve your success with your little puppet Shoto, I thought killing him might do the trick, but then, who would have guessed? You bumped up to number 1, and suddenly I was rooting for your happiness. He goes on to mention, hold on a quick second. Anyways, okay, back to what I was saying. And I think this is where the chapter comes in. It says Dabi's dance, because it seems like it seems like he was like, I guess, twirling around or dancing in some sort of crazy way. He goes on to say, "My blood ran cold when I thought you might bite the big one in Kyushu." That was against the Ayanomu. Again, hold on for. Okay, back again. Sorry, I'm texting somebody. Anyways, like I said, it was a battle in the Hayanomu against him and against Endeavor and Hawks. He goes on to say, "You were finally number one. It's all I ever wanted. It must have weighed on you, right? When at long last you could stare your kids in the eye. You must have thought, as long as I face the future, I can be better. Then I led a star servant and ending straight to you, one after the other. Or was all the praise and admiration like chicken soup for your soul? Did you finally start to feel the warm and fuzzy bonds of family? I can tell you're at a loss of words. So here's the answer. The past never dies. Get it yet? You reap what you sow, so let's tango, you and me, Enji Todoroki, a dance with your son in hell. As the chapter ends off with the flying jet obviously going to the battle scene. I'll talk about the jets being out the way, but bro, this dialogue from Dabi, man, holy shit. That was some of the, I guess, best dialogue he's ever said. Like, my God. That whole scene, it's like, and you can see the eyes of Todoroki, Shoto, and Endeavor. They're just blown back and they're just blown insane. And the fact that Dabi or Toya used Enji Todoroki, I was like, he used his own dad's name. He ain't playing. And essentially, I think he wants to kill him right here and now. Now, we don't know. Now, what I think is going to happen is this. I think because Endeavor is going to have, like, he can't even fight. He can't fight. The dude looks like he's burnt to a crisp. He can't fight no more. I think Shoto Todoroki is going to step in the way of his father and try to protect him. But who knows where that could be going. Definitely sets up what I think is another battle, which is going to be brother versus brother, Shoto Todoroki versus Toya Todoroki. So it's going to be interesting. And like I said, it's going to be like the Ochako Toga battle. This battle is probably not going to be resolved. It's going to be resolved in the final arc. It's going to be essentially the son Endeavor wanted against the rejected son of Endeavor, which is going to be crazy, man. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Look forward to that. In terms of the jet scene, now I know a few weeks ago, like 4 or 5 weeks ago, we saw this. Now, I didn't call it at first. Most people called it at first. The reason why I didn't call it at first because I didn't recognize it, and I don't read My Hero Academia Vigilantes. So essentially, it seems like the hidden person is more than likely going to be Best Genius. Now, I don't know how he somehow survived, but again, there can be pure speculations that Hawks had a body, had somehow got a body from maybe a morgue and made it look like Best Genius to make it look like Best Genius, was dead for good. Best Genius had to do the best he could in terms of essentially quarantining himself and hiding himself out to make sure he was never spotted. So and that's when I guess he's gonna come back, and I guess with these cables from his quirk, it's going to be a way to maybe stop Gigantomachia and beat him. And then maybe that's when we'll have the villains be like, okay, we're in major trouble. Let's retreat. Let's get out of here. We're done. And stuff like that. So, so it seems like that's also on the way as well, because we're going to get more help on the way. Anyways, next manga chapter won't hit till next week, November 15th. We're not going on another break. I was praying we don't go on another break, but that's good. So next week on Sunday, we'll be back with My Hero Academia Manga Chapter 291. So anyways, this has been Camry15. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section, were you one of the many people that said, oh, Dabi is Toya Todoroki's brother, and the son of Endeavor. What did you think of this chapter? What are your predictions going forward for this arc in terms of, are we going to see the start of Shoto versus Dabi? Or I guess Shoto versus Toya? But I'll probably still continuously call him Dabi and stuff like that. That's gonna be interesting with the fandom. Are you gonna call him Dabi now, or are you gonna just go back and call him Toya? So that's gonna be an interesting thing. Anyways, yeah, put that in the comment section. Also hit that subscribe button to get more My Hero Academia Manga Chapter content, as well as hit that notification button to stay updated with every upload to the channel I upload. So other than that, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys are having a great rest of your day. Hopefully you guys are staying safe with this virus or the outcome of the election. Yada yada yada. I'm kind of becoming a repeated freaking phrase if you've been watching my last few videos. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. So till then, guys, peace.